The Brown Paper Mouse Springtime Alphabet Storybook. A Look and Find Alphabet by Marla Goodman. A is for air, just beginning to warm. B is for bird song, right after the storm. C is for clouds drifting in a blue sky. D is for ducklings and other small fry. E is for eggshells in delicate hues. F is for fairies with wee fairy shoes. G is for green as the tender new leaves. H is for happy to roll up your sleeves. I is for insects in colorful suits. J is for jumping with mud on your boots. K is for kites soaring high up above. L is for laughter and lucky in love. M is for mist on an early spring morn. N is for nosegays of buds freshly born. O is for overhead flocks you can spy. P is for picnics with pickles and pie. Q is for quiet, don't scare it away. R is for rosy pink end of the day. S is for sunshine that feels like a hug. T is for treehouse, a place to be snug. U is for umbrellas in case it should rain. V is for visiting friends down the lane. W, woods, where it's lovely to walk. X is a mark you can make with some chalk. Y is for yes indeed, spring is the best. Z is for zzz, now it's time for a rest. So now that we've read the book, I wanted to show you just a couple pages just to give you an idea of all the hidden things that you can look for. So let's stop on the H page. H is for happy, to roll up your sleeves. And if you look, starting at the bottom, there's a mouse who is doing a headstand or a handstand in a hula hoop. I see a hose, a hub. There's a hole in that bucket. There are hearts on that lady's shirt, and she's wearing a headscarf and high heels. And I believe those might be hyacinth, hydrangea, hollyhocks, honeysuckle growing in the yard, and maybe some herbs. And the man who has the hammer in his hand is wearing a hat, and he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt with hibiscus on it. And the mouse that's inside the hallway is hiding, and there's another mouse inside the window playing the harp. Then if you look on the house, the shape of the window is a hexagon, and let's see, what are some of those might be hex signs or hieroglyphics that are on. And there's a horseshoe for good luck above the window. And then back behind the house, there's a mouse playing a horn in a hammock by a hive where maybe there's some honey. And in the very background, there's a horse and a haystack. And oh yeah, I think that's a hickory tree behind the house. So that's just an example of one of the pages that has lots of hidden things. I'll go to a page that doesn't have quite as many hidden things. It's always hard to find a lot of words that start with Q. But on the Q page, well, there is a squirrel, and that doesn't start with Q, but it has a Q sound in it. And there's a quilt. And at the very top of the page, you can see there's a picture of a queen bee. Oh, and the squirrel has quintuplets, 5 children. There's also a quartet playing in the background. I believe those flowers in the very front are called Queen Anne's lace. And then if you look at the blocks on the quilt, there's a duck that's going quack, and there's a quarterback who's kicking a football or catching a football. There's a quart of milk. There's a quail, a quarter, and a quince, which kind of looks like a pear, and the clock that maybe says a quarter till noon, and a quetzal bird. I think that's what those are called, and that starts with a Q too. So that was the Brown Paper Mouse Springtime Alphabet Storybook. I wrote this story and drew all the pictures myself on little pieces of brown paper bag. And I did the layout and self-published the book on Amazon.com. And it's also available at my Etsy shop, which is Goodworks with an E, W-E-R-K-S. Or if you are a retailer or bookseller, you can find it on Ingram. I really think it's a nice book. There are lots of things to look for in it, and it's also just a sweet story with nice pictures. Thanks for your support.